Hey, hey, hey! It's Interceptor! Welcome back! Happy Sunday! I hope you're having a nice, relaxing day wherever you are. And if you're not, I hope you at least have a little bit fun, have a little bit fun on this here YouTube channel. It's almost August, can you believe it? The summer is just flying by when you sit on a couch and pretend that time is flying by. I know, I'm ruining the illusion of YouTube. Deal with it. Deal with it. Has anybody out there else watched Better Off Ted and the deal with it? Because every time I say deal with it, I think of Lem saying deal with it. Anyway, that is the best show. And I got rid of Netflix, and the only thing that I really regret is not being able to watch that at any moment's notice. I have to buy that on DVD, which is not something I say often. But I freaking love Better Off Ted. And it really reminds me of Shinra. Like, if Shinra were a corporation in modern America, it would be the one in Better Off Ted. So anyway, I should have figured out between episodes what I was going to do in this episode, but I didn't. Welcome to my life. So I think I'm going to keep with my discussion of espers and talk a little bit. I think these are probably going to get progressively shorter. I'm going to talk a little bit about Anima. Oh my goodness, Anima from Final Fantasy X. Another one of the unique to this game, espers, or whatever, Aeons. And one I totally love. The moment I saw Anima, I was like, that is what I love. That is what I want in this game, and you have no idea how excited I was when I finally could summon him myself. Because, well, sorry, summon her. Obviously, female Aeon. But, I mean, it's an Aeon, so who's keeping track? Seymour is. About that. Anyway, so in 10. So some major spoilers here. This isn't even joking around. In 10, Anima is Seymour's mother, who chose to become an Aeon to give her son more power so he would be accepted. Okay, got it. Seymour obviously has a lot of issues because of this, but that's a story for another time. But maybe not. Maybe it's a story for this time. We'll see what I end up talking about. But Anima is cool because Anima is... I guess I'll just say a couple interesting things about Anima and make this one a little bit short. Because I have a lot to say about the story in 10, and I might make that like a special long Interceptor researches later on. So, Anima, first of all, it's a Latin word meaning soul or breath. Okay, your soul, which is very common in ancient languages for soul and breath to be the same word, because that's logical, right? When you die, you don't breathe anymore, so your soul must be gone. The end. Now, Anima is a feminine word in Latin. Latin's one of those languages that has genders of words. And it is, in fact, the feminine form of the word animus, which means your spirit or your courage. So I guess anima's, in this case, a little bit more physical. Or, sorry, anima... Anima, for once, is a little bit more physical. It is the actual air breath that you have, whereas Animus is the kind of masculine energy of your body, your courage, your spirit, your vigor. Kind of the best way to think about it, I guess. And the psychoanalysts love this. And in fact, Jung, I believe it's Jung, I'm going to have to look this up if anybody asks. Jung, when he was talking about the different forces of the psyche, which play a major role in how he interprets mythology, mythology is essentially chock full of archetypes. That was his technical term for it. But one part of your soul is the anima, and that is the feminine part of your soul. And everybody has an anima. Just like everybody presumably has an animus, right? The more masculine and the more feminine parts of your soul. But I'm not a Jungian, and I'm not an expert on Jung, so I might be getting some of this wrong. But anyway, that works really well with Final Fantasy X. Because Seymour, this is his mother, this is very much a part, in a Freudian way, of his psyche, and there's a lot of Freudian stuff going on, which, again, I think it's too much to talk about in one episode, because I want to make these a little bit shorter. But there is some crazy psychoanalysis stuff going on with Seymour, as I'm sure many players have already noted. But Anima, as the female part of your soul, does really make sense with 10, because he has a very strong attachment to its mother. He is actually able to summon her with his power. And so, in a sense, Anima is not only the female part of his soul, but an actual physical representation of the female part of his soul, which he inherited from his mother. So pretty cool stuff. And the way that she is designed, I love. I mean, very tortured, as you can see, kind of bound. So a lot of feeling of constraint and concern. And even though her face is... I mean, her attack is pain. And pain includes shooting a laser from her eye that makes her bleed. It is an extremely disturbing Aeon, which, again, I love very, very much. My favorite Aeon in 10. But, of all the cool design choices for Anima, and there are many, my favorite is the ornamentation around her neck, because she is wearing an image of the Virgin Mary. And that is so cool. I can't say enough great things about the Virgin Mary. She is just freaking fantastic. And so I always have been really fascinated by the use of the Virgin Mary in this game. Particularly for this, really central mother figure who sacrifices herself for her child, whereas the Virgin Mary, she certainly did sacrifice herself metaphorically for Christ. She was willing to completely submit her will to God to birth Christ. But, of course, her bodily sacrifice. That's not quite the word I'm going for, but her sacrifice led to the much greater sacrifice of her son, who died to save the Earth, whereas Seymour, being more selfish, all he sees is destruction. So he's almost like a dark side, where, you know, yes, he wants to save Spira from its suffering, but instead of choosing the noble path like Yuna does, and being willing, like the summoners, to sacrifice themselves to save themselves from sin and to save the land from sin, he wants to simply destroy everything, because annihilation and death and nothingness are better, which is so contrary and really makes him an even better enemy than I realized. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about with 10 with the story, which is why I love it. It's got a lot of interesting Christianity, it's got a lot of interesting mythology, it's got a lot of interesting in terms of character, personalities, and quest patterns, and hero patterns, and there's just so much I can talk about! But for now, we're gonna stop. Take a little save breather and figure out actually what to talk about next week. Now that we've done 3 episodes? I think I've done 3 episodes tonight. I want to do 4 more, so they're gonna be much, much, shorter. So, take care. Have a lovely rest of your July. I'll see you next time. Interceptor out.